Hi everybody. My name is John. I am a 23-year-old living in the city of Pittsburgh. I moved here for school. I came to the University of Pittsburgh, and I've really had a good time in the city, and I'd like to share some of the opportunities that make Pittsburgh a great place to move. If you are a young person, or maybe someone who's relocating for work placement, this is a fantastic city to live. It's a great city to work, and it's a great city to be a part in the change in. Pittsburgh's sort of seen as like a manufacturing town, blue collar worker, tough steel industry hub, but really Pittsburgh has sort of needed to pick itself up from its bootstraps with the fall of the steel industry, and it's really changed into something that you'll start to see is a very vibrant and changing place. So it's definitely fun to be a part of. I highly recommend coming here. So I'm going to go over, if you are a young person, I would like to say a few of the places that are best to live. Pittsburgh is sort of, it's organized around areas of the city. So if you're a young person and you're going to school here, I would definitely recommend Oakland for you. Oakland is definitely the best place that'll have a lot of people your age if you're a student. But it's also a fantastic place to live just in general, because it has the most diversity of anywhere in the city. There's 3 schools: Carnegie Mellon, University of Pittsburgh, and Carlow, which are all sort of lumped together there. So you get a lot of students and a lot of people who are very involved and in their activities, and people who are interested in a lot of different things. So Oakland is definitely a good place for you if that's something that you're looking for. As a side note, I would like to say that the people of Pittsburgh are probably some of the friendliest that you'll ever encounter anywhere in America. They're extremely, extremely friendly. Everybody from your coworkers, your boss, your professors, your neighbors. This is a city that's very proud of itself. It's a city that is very willing to support its fellow community members, and it's a great place to interact with people because they're extremely open-minded to new things. And I sort of see, as Pittsburgh changes, people are sort of willing to change with it and support the city that they're in. That's a pretty big deal, especially if you're looking to come to a place and you may not know that many people. Pittsburgh is a fantastic place to come and work. So just as a side note. Next, if you are a professional, a young professional, and you're looking for a place to live, it's a little bit more open-ended. I think some of the best places for you if you're fresh out of school or you're starting a new job is Southside is a great place if you're looking for nightlife. That's about it. But you also don't have to live in Southside in order to come here. So if nightlife is your only reason to live in Southside, I would recommend going, maybe living a little bit further south, or even up maybe Mount Washington. The best place for professionals I can think of is Shadyside. It's a great sort of picturesque area of the city that has really sort of planted itself in the minds and hearts of a new professional who is looking for a sort of nightlife, social scene. A little bit of everything is in Shadyside. It's a fantastic place to live, and it looks great, and you'll see people out walking their dogs, and there's easy access to other parts of the city. So if you're looking to explore, I definitely say Shadyside is a really good place. Downtown, in terms of downtown placement, a lot of people when they come to cities will look immediately to downtown. Pittsburgh's downtown is mainly just a place to work currently. It has been changing a little bit, and there's new apartment buildings. Um, so don't look for apartments downtown because they're going to be more expensive, and actually you'll have a harder time getting to the places that you want to go. If you're a little bit older and you have enough money to spend, the Strip District is a fantastic place to live. You'll have access to downtown, especially if you're working there. Strip District is a great place to sort of set up shop because you have access to some of the best foods in Pittsburgh, some of the best shopping in the city. So it's really A+. The people who are looking to live in the city are gonna and have enough money. Sort of the wealthier people are gonna go towards the Strip District. So keep that in mind. A couple of the cons I see about Pittsburgh is it's a hard city to navigate cars around. If you have a car that is it has a hard time on hills or sort of in not the best weather conditions, you'll have a hard time in Pittsburgh. The city doesn't have the real infrastructure of a large city like Philadelphia, mostly because it has so many mountains to sort of navigate around. Sort of said Pittsburgh is like carved into a mountainside, and there's so many tunnels and bridges that it does get very congested, and it just can't really hold the large capacity of people that maybe a bigger city could. But I think that's really what makes it so great. And the bridges and tunnels are they make it look fantastic. The scenery here is just, it's A+. You'll go through your days and just wonder how a city could come together like this. It's just so eccentric and crazy, but people call it home, and people are extremely proud of their city here. They're extremely willing to support the city. They're supportive of its community members, and they accept you as their own, and it's instant friendship with the people here. So definitely a place that I recommend. Another thing that sort of con about Pittsburgh is the music scene is not the best. If you're someone who really enjoys live music, concert venues, sort of structures their life around that, you might have a hard time in Pittsburgh. The crowd is a little bit older, and I don't know, it just hasn't really built itself around the live music very well. One of the things that I've struggled with is not having any street performers and stuff like that. Is something that I like about the bigger cities like New York. So but there's always options for change, and things are starting to change in terms of music as more young people move to the city, but it's just not something that they've really focused on. So another thing that I would recommend if you're moving here is to keep your team's paraphernalia in your dresser drawers. This is a city that's extremely rivalry based around their teams, and one thing that is sort of problematic is when you get into a conversation and you hear that that person is from a rivalry team, it could affect your friendship. It's at that level. So it's a little bit hard to break into the sports scene here because they have such a history with their teams, and it's sort of like an inclusive crowd. They're not really willing to offer much leeway in terms of your team having any respect at all. And a lot of times I think it's sort of a notch to the city that they'll disrespect you as a person if you sort of don't show respect to their team. So back off a little bit. Just a word of caution for conversations with people in Pittsburgh. But other than that, it really has been a perfect place to learn and grow in. It's a city that's changing, in terms of investment and growth opportunities here. I think it's a real gem that people are going to start to see more and more in the headlines. So great city, good leadership here. Just a good place to work and move, whether you're trying to raise a family, really anything. It's just a just a good place. Consider Pittsburgh on the top of your list. So you can take it from me. And that's all I have. So if you like this video, just click like on the bottom, and I hope to see you come here and really support the community that we have. If you're definitely moving here, I'd say congratulations, and you made a good decision. So with that, I'll leave you to your days.